Ba-da-dum-bum-bum. Ba-da-bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-dum-bum. Oh, hi. Welcome. I have been up for multiple hours now, and I have been and done, without the camera, because I was in no state to do so, the Pictomancer and Viper, or the Viper and Pictomancer quest lines. I had some issues with Viper. See the separate video for the unlock quest for that. Yeah, but we are back. I've finally got myself into a situation where I'm looking good enough. The camera. And we are going to continue onwards into the second continent, or the second half of the continent. Current state of things. Dark Knight is now at 96. Reaper is at 97. Almost, well, 2/3 of the way through to 98. I've done a couple of runs of the dungeon. That gets us this gear set. And I think I got the gloves and the boots. But in my last run, the guaranteed drop that I got at the end of it, after waiting 22 minutes for the queue, was the fending earrings. Which, don't get me wrong, I can wear on my Dark Knights. But I was under the impression that the guaranteed drop was for the class that you were on. So I'm assuming there's a bit of a bug there. A little bit annoyed about that. But never mind. So we are continuing onwards with, we're going to go on Dark Knight because we are still on the 95 section of quests. And we are going on the long road to Xak Tural. Everybody's ready to set off. I'm ready to set off. Are you? Ready to get underway? Odd. Then present your travel pass to that guard and let us be off. You won't have to wait long to enjoy sightseeing. The bridge to Xak Tural is a wonder in its own right. This gate is barred to all save those with express permission from one of the Dawn servants. Well, handily. Signed by Val Wooklerat herself. My apologies, miss. If you'd wait here just a moment. It seems like an unnecessarily large bridge. Gate. It's a lifty up gate as well. Yeah, it's an unnecessarily large... Mind you, I suppose the giants built the actual bridge, didn't they? So... It's a big bridge.
Shall we then?
We shall. Nod. Oh, no, no nod. Just a smile of wonder. Might be a good smile of wonder. Oh, ooh. Second half of the continent get. Oh, we don't get to walk the bridge. Okay. We're into the western.
On the far side of that great bridge unfolded the wilds of Shaloni.
Shaloni.
The sun guides in the Shitonatam. A harsh guide, to be sure, with its blazing rays scorching the land and hardening its inhabitants.
I can't roll my ass. I wish I could. Ceruleum.
Sweeping change had come to the arid expanse when, beneath its red crust, vast deposits of ceruleum were discovered.
Aha.
Embracing this opportunity, Vau Kona supporters hurtle on, driven by dreams of a future illuminated by blue flame.
Uh-huh.
It is here that our journey continues, our path taking us along winding roads of steel. Each length of track a declaration of hope and ambition.
Shaloni.
My home, Yasulani, lies past Shaloni.
Yasulani. Yasulani.
It will be a long journey, but the railroad should make it easier.
We're going on a train? We've been on trains before, so...
As for the way to the train station, let's ride these fellows, shall we?
Sure. Eagerness to try new things. Let's just take a quick look at the land. In fact, let's make this a bit bigger, because why not? So, the Yotanana grasslands. Yeah. I'm not going to embarrass myself further by attempting to pronounce things. So these are like bison type. Short unronic? Afraid so. If one will suffice, have a creature ready and waiting. But if you need two, then you'll have to wait. We can saddle up together, it's fine. Veronica have been acting strangely late. Obviously spooked and otherwise disagreeable. Picking out the few fit for renting has proven bothersome work. Ooh, they've got weird eyes. They're usually so docile. The ones I saw earlier didn't appear to be unhealthy either. But much has changed since I last was here. Not the best start to our journey. Well, I've got my own mount, so you can take one of these. Still, the train station isn't far. Seeing as we aren't in a hurry, let's go on foot. I have a mount. I can... About that, sir. As well travelled as you look, it's not only the Ronic that have been giving us trouble. Other wildlife has shown signs of aggression too. The merchant should be returning soon with one of our beasts. Stick around till they do, and I'll see you both on Ronic for a safer trip. Your offer is most appreciated, but I don't think my friend here is particularly concerned about the wildlife. Actually, I might know. But the Ronic! The Ronic! If this is your first time in Shaloni, I can understand your enthusiasm. It'd be a shame not to ride one at least once while you're here. A fair point. If we're to give you the authentic Shaloni experience, I suppose it's worth the wait. Right, change of plans. There's a small town nearby. We can pass the time there while waiting. Take it you're heading to Usutawi then. I'll have a man bring the Ronic over there. Just mind yourself around the drunkards and troublemakers, eh? I wouldn't know what to do about those. I spent enough time with Thancred and Uyange. Oh hey, look! I have my own mount. It's a bike. There's also a fate right here. What's the fate involve? Agriculture. No palette. Oh, and also, there's a thing we should be wary of. How am I getting up to you? Ether currents? Oh, probably this set of steps. Had a guess? I should probably swap the ether compass over with Living Dead, since I never use Living Dead, because, well, it used to be awful, so I've never bothered. Last time I was here, it was little more than a camp with a shop or three. Bit more than that now.
Well, well. It's become a proper town.
Saloon? We're just looking around with glee.
Hey!
Uh-oh.
Now hold on a minute.
Oh god, they've gone for the old Western sound voice acting as well. Uh-oh. Watch and learn. Ooh.
I'm talking to you, you old bastard.
Give me strength.
Old. Yes.
For the last time, the investigation is closed. There's no refuting the evidence.
I don't give a shit about your evidence, you lying scum.
Language.
Release my friends, or I'll make you wish you had.
Let me remind you who the scum is here. Your friends, who had the temerity to point their firearms at me, the Deputy Chief of the Dust Watch. And after taking them into custody, what should we discover but incontrovertible proof that they had committed larceny? They will not be released until they've paid for their crimes.
So he's the sheriff, essentially.
I'd heard the peacekeeping force had been formed to deal with growing lawlessness. Seems the situation is bad indeed.
Oh, how are we going to get muddled up in this?
Still can't get up a fuss, eh? Sounds like poor Zekua needs his bottle.
Sure he wouldn't prefer his mama's teat?
Oh yes, antagonise him.
Treat me like a child, will you? My friends haven't done anything wrong, damn it! They've been framed!
Uh-huh. And they probably have, but...
Oh, stubborn little runt. Listen here, Zekua. If you want to be treated like an adult, then you'd best comport yourself like one. That means respecting the rule of law. Order may be precarious here in Shaloni, but it can be had if each man does the right thing. And for those that don't, well, they have to answer to the Dust Watch. Now run along and think before you cast aspersions next time. Lest you hurt my feelings.
I like his earring.
Fine! If that's how it's gonna be.
Pixels! You'd think... He's going to get himself shot here, isn't he?
I wouldn't if I were you.
Oh. What's Justinian doing here?
That?
He's gone native.
There's a time to fight and a time to withdraw. For you, that's now.
What?
Oh, go on. Please. Please pick a fight with Justinian. Do it.
Hey!
What are you doing, Zekua? You better not be stirring up trouble.
He's stirring up trouble.
Wahute! You sack of Ronek shit! This
Ronek.
ain't over! You hear me?
You want to tell me what that was about?
He's another.
Nothing that need concern you, sir. Zekua is simply struggling to come to terms with the low character of his friends. But for good measure, I'll have the men keep an eye on him.
We've still got some lowish quality textures, unfortunately.
Yes, you do that.
Is this the boss?
Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll go make my rounds.
Yes, the the texture work is inconsistent, I think is the best descriptor for it. Hello, Estinian.
I wasn't expecting to see your faces among the crowd.
Well, you know, we get around.
Talk is rife, there's a new Dawn servant. Take it you found it then. The Golden City.
We? 2 Dawn servants. 1 Golden City.
The contest is over. And as I needed to return home to Yasulani, I offered to show our friends some of Xak Tural. What brings you north?
No, in Estinian.
Particular? Just seeing what there is to see.
Yeah, after like decades of the ice and snow of Ishgard. Going where the wind blows, eh?
Gulul Jaja compensated me rather generously for our duel. I'll be able to enjoy a comfortable life on the road for the foreseeable future.
Not unless you've got better with money than we last saw.
But for now, I shall be moving on. Oh, by the way, I recommend you try the Sabatender. They may not look it. They're surprisingly delicious.
Okay. See you later then.
But we don't serve Sabotender here.
Oh dear. What's Estinian been partaking? Oh dear. Oh dear. 1 second. Oh, I'm not on that, am I? Attuning. I've attuned to the Aetherites. I feel like I need an outfit that's more befitting the environs. No sooner do we set out than we run into excitement. At least no one was hurt. This Dust Watch has their work cut out for them. For as long as I can remember, all disputes, big or small, were settled by dueling. The peoples of Shaloni rarely saw eye to eye. For better or worse, it was the simplest way to settle differences. Since most would sooner not risk their lives, though, it encouraged parties to pursue peaceful resolutions in a roundabout fashion. The Dust Watch was likely established by supporters of Kona, preferring peace be enforced through the formal rule of law. A reasonable stance, all things considered. If things ever got out of hand, the Landsguard would be forced to step in. What freedom they have now would be lost until under Zuraljar's authority. All of which is to say that, unless a lengthy stay in a jailhouse appeals to you, be mindful of how you handle your arms in town. I don't know, getting stuck in prison could be entertaining. A new Ethernet destination is now available. Saddled up. Oh, colour palette shift. I should like to think the stableman has arrived with Ronique by now. I'm going to head to check. If you still want to have a look around, then be my guest. Come and find us when you've had your fill. Well, we have got a gemstone trader to unlock, so let's do that. Bye. Tumbleclaw Weeds. Ronique Fleece. Ronique Chunk. Nopalitenda Tuna. Tuna. And we got the independent merchant who is selling the level 94 stuff, which is what we're actually wearing, isn't it? Yes. So we don't need to worry about that. We've got multiple quests. We've got a Skywatcher. Got some very wooden buildings. I've noticed some of the wood textures are looking a little bit burnt in. As if they've slightly screwed the contrast. By much. But enough. I didn't do nothing. So these are the yeah, so these are the people that will have been potentially wrongly incarcerated. Ooh. multiple doors. Yeah, this looks like your typical Western town, doesn't it? Like from the movies. Nicely dressed. Northeast. I'm actually going to do the exploration after, because we're undoubtedly going to go to most places anyway. You're not Clive. A friend, I take it. Sorry to have kept you both waiting. Unruly wildlife's not the only source of recent distress, I'm afraid. Also been a rise in robberies targeting merchants. As a result, we've got a list of folks wanting to use our relic. Which is why I have to ask that you stop at Sheshaneweezy Springs. That's fine, of course, but why haven't the Dustwatch dealt with the banditry? Mac and his fellows are doing what they can, but they reckon the bandits are operating as a gang. Rounding them all up's been easier said than done. If you have anything of value, you'll want to take care. Thank you for the warning. We'll be sure to stay vigilant. I mean, I've got this big shiny sword. Right then, if you're ready to set off, I'll see you on your way. Ready? Saddle up. Your friend seems to know the way, so I won't bother giving you the directions. Travel time! Woohoo! This is your first time, so let's take it slow. Take care not to let it toss you. Snowballs? Furballs? What are they called? I continue to be struck by how much Shalona has changed. That town we just visited wasn't even here several years ago. Yeah, worms. With few reliable opportunities to replenish water supplies, travellers return to Nopalitenders. Not just for the water in the stems, mind, the fruits are also said to be both nutritious and delicious. Cerule bombs. And weird little turtle things. Oh, they're mites. Whoa. See that hole there? Some might hope to find water there, but it's brimming with ceruleum. The eruption of flames within make for a spectacle, inspiring cautionary tales of people who wandered too close. The Wallachie, meanwhile, show great reverence to ceruleum and its blue flames. We are aware of this, but that is a discussion for another time. We're here. Yes, blue mage stuff. A good thing for these Ronique. A tenuous situation. No sooner did we dismount than the next passengers are already on the way. They really are short on Ronique. Yeah. Now then. This is Sheshaneweezy Springs. Perhaps the busiest town here in Shaloni. People travel here from all over, hoping to find their fortune. The change come to Husatawi was surprising enough, but this is no less impressive. I've achieved a great deal in the 3 years I've been away. The station is on the eastern side of town, but there should still be time before the next train departs. If you don't mind, I'd like to pay a visit to an old friend and my mentor. Iati is her name. If she learned that I passed through without saying a word, she'd never let me hear the end of it. She set out from my village some 10 years ago, hoping to earn coins. She travelled around Tural. I can but assume she too came here seeking greater opportunities. In any case, let's see if we can find her. Her blue hair should make her easy to spot. As if there aren't a massive variety of hair colours in this game. Even amongst the NPCs, not just a player thing. Well, probably an idea if we tune ourselves to this. Sorted. Yeah, you got a proper main street and everything. They're planning on building another rig. This reminds me a lot of Northern Thanalan. Well, not a lot, a bit of Northern Thanalan. Hello. Huh? Yes, I'm Ayati. And who might you be? She is my friend. Could it be? Goodness, it is. Erenville. Yes. Has he got like a dozen different names? A man grown. He was such a darling little thing as a child. You know, it's only been 3 years since last we spoke. Really? Only 3? I suppose it all starts to get hazy after a while, living as long as we do. Well, this is Ayati. She's known my mentor since they were children. Nice to meet you. We're so cheerful. Never thought I'd see the day when you travel with company. You really have grown, Ellen. Yes. Elena, what now? Alright. I was born Ellen Shipia? Ellen Shipia. I adopted a new name when I became a gleaner, one that adheres to Eastern Vieira conventions so as to avoid drawing attention. Given that this is a homecoming, it was only a matter of time before you found out. Nevertheless, I'd appreciate it if you continue using my chosen name. It's fine, I can't pronounce your other one. A homecoming? You know, I've been thinking of paying the old stamping grounds a visit myself. It'd be good to see Cassia. I don't know. She's the finest archer I know. Enville's mother and mentor. Mother? We didn't know that, did we? Every time I dropped by, mind you, I think we may have had suspicions. Every time I dropped by, she'd treat us to a veritable feast prepared with fresh game she'd hunted herself. You're impressive with the bow too, Ayati, even among the Shatona. Oh, I couldn't compare to her, but her skill at arms pales in comparison to her knowledge of nature. That's what earned her a place among Glulor Jajars. It was her! I believe I suspected as much, theorised as much. And I think I mentioned it. That she was the Vieira companion. She was always the inquisitive sort, which is why he's been a friend of the family. She was always the inquisitive sort, but the journey across Tural lit a fire in her. Even after Erenville was born, she often left him in my cave so that she could embark on another expedition in search of the unknown. My care, that says, not my cave. Oh, how you would cry and beg her to take you along. Must have been hard on you. Ayati, please. What? We're all friends here, aren't we? No matter how many times he asked, the answer was always the same. You can come when you prove you're a true explorer. Yeah. We've had those little hints that he's trying to live up to something and felt that he's failed. Thus did she task me with finding the Golden City. Despite my best efforts, all paths led nowhere. I assumed it was but a dreamer's fancy, a ploy to goad me into experiencing the wider world. But it was real, and we found it. You found it? As part of the rite of succession. I assumed everyone had heard. Oh, that's amazing. Oh, she'll be thrilled. And eager to bombard me with questions, no doubt. Well, I would be too. You know, it's a myth given form. I was going to say given flesh, but that would be inaccurate. Well, we should be on our way. Thank you so much for stopping by. Give my best, Akus. Help! I need help! Uh-oh. Who needs help and where? What's that about? We'll investigate. Please wait here. Off we go, doing what we do. The urgency music plays. No doubt these are the infamous local bandits. Please, you have to help. I've been robbed. It's Namika. Oh yes, I thought I recognised her. Wuklamat's nursemaid. Erenville? Demajen? Come any closer and we'll slit her throat from ear to ear. If you so much as nick her skin, you won't live to regret it. Oh yeah? Hold on. Did he say this is Wuklamat's nursemaid? Maybe this ain't such a good idea. Better goods to the boss. We'll deal with this. That is an interesting armor set. Please, you have to give it back. Oh, she chase? Well, I mean, we now have free reign of the bandits. I'm going after Namika. This lot I leave to you. Blat. Cocky bastard. I'll hang him by the ears and feed the old woman to the dogs. Oh, you think so, do you? I can deal with them later. First, we need to put this one in the dirt. Yeah, good luck with that. Oh dear, oh dear. This isn't going to go the way you think it's going to go, lads, I'm afraid. Probably. Bullets. Slice. Ugh, we're dead if the boss finds out. Ooh, blue salamanders. Well, analas. Brum. Oh, the cacti actually have collision. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting to just be able to drive straight through them. You're where Whitwu Cemetery. They've changed the theme for this section of the continent as well. Thank you. I don't know what I would have done without you. Grass is nice. The bandit managed to get away, but I have an idea of where they're headed. You said they stole something from you? Bracelet. It was a parting gift from Wuklamat. I see. Close as you two were, I can only imagine how much it meant to you. But what brings you all this way? With the vital succession ended and Wuklamat crowned the next Dawn servant, she's ready to stand on her own. I told her as much, and of my plans to return home to Yasulani. She gave me the bracelet that I might always remember our time together. As if you need a bracelet for that. It filled me with such joy. I wanted everyone to know, everyone to see this wonderful gift given to me by the vow of resolve, and now it's gone. I would have let them take every coin to my name if only they'd left me that bracelet. Worry not, for I shall get it back. And that's what you intend to do. But I know that look. Oh, not them senseless. It's what Wooklemat would want. Please, you mustn't put yourself in harm's way for my sake. I can assure you, no harm will come to us. Demajen will make certain of that. Yup. I understand your methods can be brutal, but it would be wise to show some restraint unless you find yourself on the wrong side of the law. Perhaps I should come as well to be sure all proceeds as it should. Brutal? Me? I don't know what to say. I can see why Wooklemat put so much faith in you both. Before anything else, let's see about to Szechuan Chicken Springs. She'll be safe in town, and with the RT there to keep an eye on her, we should have nothing to worry about. Thank you, both of you. I do like that sword. It's very Moonlight Greatswordy. I've been completely turned around. Yeah, this is so Wild West, isn't it? Very interesting, actually, to see a kind of Japanese developer's take on it. Erenville told me what happened, and you needn't worry about Namika. If those bandits should find us, I'll kick up a fuss and see them driven off. That bracelet meant everything. That bracelet meant everything to her. And those bastards wouldn't care even if they knew. Makes me sick. But at least she's safe. I know you'll set things right. And we can get cake. Braced for trouble. Erenville's composed demeanour belies his eagerness to help Namika. I too am eager. Alright, let's go and recover that bracelet. Well, I have nothing but contempt for these bandits, as this involves a gift from Wooklemat. We must be mindful how our actions might reflect upon her. I doubt Namika would find joy in return of said gift if lives were taken in the process. If it comes to violence, I ask that you stop short of killing them. The rest, we can leave to the Dust Watch. Well, no, that makes me think you're strong. Really strong. Are you? May have killed the occasional god. I may have saved the star on one occasion. You saved the star? That's a bold claim to make, but if true, that certainly speaks to your strength. If your curiosity has been sated, then please indulge mine. Is there anything you can tell us about these bandits? Let's see. Well, of late there's been talk about some unsavoury types coming and going from Tonatun Yawi to the southwest. Is that the old mining town that was abandoned? That's the one. Now that cerulean extraction is big business, no one wants to waste their time picking at the dried up veins there. A typical tale. New resource available, old resource dies out. It's what they did with it's what happened with Barrett in Final Fantasy VII. Sounds like a perfect lair for bandits, not to mention that the one with the bracelet fled in that direction. So you'll be investigating the place. I can let the Dust Watch know if you'd like. No, not yet. It would be best if we went alone. Something I'd like to ascertain if you've no objections. Right, let's be off. We're going to go and find out more about how this bandit operation operates. Oh, not this way. A bit more. That's less southwest and more just west, to be honest. I think I just aggroed a thing in a bush. I did. Thing in a bush. Yeah, this has got a real kind of preparing for a shootout style Red Dead Redemption feel, doesn't it? It seems the bandits have claimed this place for themselves. Odd. I assume we're going to be able to get this gear set. And this. In fact, they're probably all the same. They've made no attempt to conceal their presence. How can the Just Watch not have noticed by now? Well, that is the question, isn't it? In terms of Westerns, there's always that bit of corruption in the law. Question for another time. First, we must find the bracelet. I don't see the bandit who had it. Perhaps they're in one of the buildings? Ramshackle as they are, it should prove a simple thing to eavesdrop on anyone inside. If you go and have a look about, I'll keep watch for trouble. Sure. Stealth section? I see an ether currents. Try and do this without killing anyone. The bandits will not notice you here. You can safely eavesdrop on any inside. Let's do that then. As you lean in to listen, you begin to pick out voices in the muffled chatter. Don't know where we'd be without him. Probably shoveling sand, praying we'd strike it rich. Ain't that the truth? Only an idiot would work the mines with easier money to be had. Not when we got a boss who can keep the dust watch off our backs. Hey, watch what you say. The wind's got a way of carrying secrets to the wrong ears. Maybe so. Who'd ever believe one of them sated souls was running our crew? That drunk who bought your story about the gold shit in alpaca. Am I right? Okay, so their boss, the bandit leader, is a lawman. Is it the one that we first encountered? I suspect that's probably what we're supposed to suspect. Daybreakers. Yeah, I suspect we're probably supposed to believe it's the first guy in the lighter brown, which means it's probably the guy in the darker, or potentially because he's darker and therefore he's the man in black, we're supposed to think that it's him, but actually the person that we ran into first, who may have come across as a bit shifty, is actually the real good guy. And a familiar voice rings out through the wall. Oh, Xak was here. Let me out of here, you bastard. Shut your mouth, you snivelling little brat. Ain't me. I'll get your back for framing my friends. And Vulture most of all, you tell him he can eat shit. He's got a mouth on him, hasn't he? Yeah. How about we give you the chance to tell him yourself? We'll see how tough you are then. Okay. Fortunately, they're not very observant. Not the best guards, really. Probably for the best. Not that our big glowy sword gives us away. Much. As you lean in to listen, you hear someone entering the room on the other side. Brought back a prize you're gonna love, boss. Have a look at this bracelet. Beautiful, ain't it? And it was made by a famous artisan. You idiots! How are we supposed to move something like this without attracting attention? Everybody is, of course, northern. Boss, please! Please, I'm sorry! Reckon we could find a sailor who won't ask questions. Sell it for a song. Here, your reward. And don't bring me this kind of grief again. I won't, boss. Thank you. And I could try doing my really bad Texan accents. Well, I say Texan. That's probably horrendously offensive to any of you who live in that particular part of the Americas. Finished, are you? Let's retreat for now. I can't do accents. If you've stuck with my channel for long enough for the FF14 stuff, you know I can't do accents. So, were you able to learn anything? Especially not at the moment when my voice is just wrecked. Their leader is a man of the Dustwatch. Afraid so. That would explain why these bandits have been able to do as they please. You say they gave the bracelet to him. It seems we have our work cut out for us. Did you hear anything else of note? They've got tied up what's his face? Zekua. That's the boy who confronted one of the officers in town, isn't it? You say they threatened to take him to speak with the Vulture. Their leader's alias, no doubt. Fitting for a man who preys on the helpless. A thinly veiled metaphor. Well then, not only do we have a better idea of who's behind the recent rash of robberies in Husatawi, we also know he has the bracelets. Recent rash of robberies. Retrieving it without bloodshed will prove difficult, though, if he's that quick to point a gun at his own underlings. We need to get him alone. I'll storm them. I can take him. Probably true. You're right. If we confront him with his henchmen around, a violent outcome is all but guaranteed. I might have a plan. There's a small settlement to the southeast of here. Luwatin and Jesus Christ. Are they just trying to make this difficult for streamers and content creators? I think they are. There's also probably very legitimate reasons. Yeah, this is all probably based on variations on real life names or something. So again, I'm probably insulting somebody's culture here. Sorry. Oh, this is a different type of town, isn't it? What kind of clay and mud? Well, not mud, but clay. Very loud bike going past. Yeah, this is a very different looking town. Does it have an aetherite? It does not. Oh, hold on. There he is. Stood out in the middle of nowhere for reasons. If you're to retrieve the bracelets... No, if we're to retrieve the bracelet without conflicts, it won't be done barging into the front door. We'll have to lure him out. To do that, we'll avail ourselves of his dragon-like creatures that live to the south of here. It's their breeding season, you see, and the males will flock to the scent of a female in heat. I see where this is going. With a few ingredients and a sample of their feces, I can create an attractant that resembles the scent when burned. We can lure the Yehisisia into the bandit's hideout, flushing out the Vulture and his gang. Yehissia. Then when they contend with our flying friends, we can sneak in and search for the bracelets. I'm afraid I must ask that you collect the excrements. When you see to that, I will go and procure the remaining ingredients. Thanks. And before you say anything, I didn't ask this because of any aversion to feces. It would simply be easy for me to find the specific species of wild plants we require. Here, take these 3 pouches, see them filled, and I'll handle the rest. It's a poop quest. Everybody loves a poop quest. We've got dinosaurs, apparently. In fact, we've got dinosaurs. We have pterodactyls and triceratops. That's unexpected. Oh, jeez. A weather-worn nest. No droppings. Well, shit. Or no shits, as the case may be. Bone-laden nest. Let's try the foul-smelling nest because, you know. Gingerly scoop them into my pouch. Lovely. Lovely. Small. Northwest, you say? Don't want to fall off the edge if I aggro something, because that can kill you. Actually quite a ways away. Did I see a little... I did. Teeny tiny little canyon. This is quite mysterious. I wonder if it is used for something. It is. There's a shrine here. Actually, no, this looks like an... Folk have plenty of theories about what these images mean. Some think they're a record of what our ancestors saw in their day-to-day lives. Others think they might depict another world entirely. All I know is that my wife used to love coming here to look at them. That's the only thing that matters to me. Huh. Interesting. The sun, you say? Well, we know who that represents. That wouldn't be there unless it had some significance. When I was playing Shadow of the Erdtree, one of the things that I mentioned was that something that FromSoft does very well is not be afraid to just have world, you know, to create environments that don't really have a purpose or a point. You know, they're just something that you can go and look at and take in the spectacle and so on and so forth. FF14 doesn't do that. It's not that kind of game. You know, things that are here tend to be for some kind of purpose. They've got a story or a quest or something. And considering how few of the side quests I actually do, chances are some of the stuff that might seem vaguely purposeless actually does have a purpose at some point. I've just never done the quest that's linked to it. But invariably there is something linked to all of the details. So when we'll be coming back to that cave, who knows? But the fact there's an NPC there with some dialogue implies that we're almost certainly... Where am I actually going? I know. Implies that we'll be going there at some point in the story. This is just This is actually just one big zone, isn't it? This isn't a cut in half zone as many of the others have been. Or maybe it is, and we just haven't ventured that way yet. Because I'm not going out of my way yet to super explore. Aaronville, where are you? There you are. Have you even moved? Finished already, are we? Yes, have some stinky. Full to bursting with leavings that you pray to the 12, it doesn't actually burst. All that's left is to mix the feces with tumblecloth fibres, dried Napolitana root, and a generous helping of animal fat. Come, let's go it back to Tonatanyawi. Tonatanyawi. Wonderful. That's our second... I think that's our second poop quest, isn't it? We've had a poop quest already. I think. Everything is ready. Time to set our plan into motion. Blowing smoke. A fair number appear to be gathered inside. Now's our chance. I'll keep watch from here. The attractant I leave to you. Toss it into the bonfire in the middle of town. The pterodactyls will come soon after. Sorry. I can pronounce pterodactyl. Though apparently some people pronounce it with a hard P, which is interesting. Pterodactyl. Pterodactyl. Oh, pants. Oops. Oh, look at the little bubbles. That's delightful. Jobs are good. And now we wait for the poop to take effect. What's that smell? Ugh, it reeks. What did you put in the fire? All of me, I swear. Ugh, did something die? Ah, it's you! Wahooty! Someone want to explain that ungodly stench to me? Gasp! Grr. Somebody abusing his position in the law. Boss? Over there? Huh? What in the world? Let me hump you! Said the pterodactyls. There! Run for your lives! The comedy. The smoke's what drew them here. I swear when I find out who did this. Comedy music. Let's say our friends have stirred up enough trouble. Time to retrieve the bracelets. Hey, what's going on out there? I'm still in it in case you've forgotten. Sit tight. We'll be back for you. You gotta get me out of here now. They're gonna kill me. Not the minute they're not. I'm begging you, please. Shh, they'll hear you. Uh-oh. Shit, who was that? Damn it! Hey, you gonna help me or what? The bracelet must wait. Let's break him out and withdraw for now. But at least we know who's in charge. Thanks. How you on? For a moment though, I thought you might actually leave me behind. Well. All that effort and naught to show for it. Well, we know who's in charge now. Sorry about that. But damn, I didn't think anyone would have the balls to take on the vulture. I need to apologise. We were planning to save you, eventually. Really? I don't even know who you are. You secret admirers of mine or something? Yeah. No. Yeah, I'm just having fun with you. But I do appreciate the help. This man they call the Vulture. I've seen his face before. Was he not the officer you confronted in town? One and the same. He's not masquerading as a gang leader. He serves as deputy chief of the Dust Watch. That would explain why the bandits are so confident they can avoid capture. You're trying to get back something the Vulture stole, right? Let me help. It's the least I can do after you bail me out back there. I have an idea where he's hid his cash. Reckon he's headed there now too. We can go together. Got a score to settle with him myself. Nice hair. I don't doubt that you do, but we need to know what it is first. Will you tell us? Right, so those bandits had turned out to Tural. They're called the Daybreakers, and it was me and my friends that founded that group. But it wasn't a gang of cutthroats. Not back then. We just wanted to protect people who couldn't protect themselves. Kids being harassed by bullies, workers being exploited by the mining concerns, folks needing help to even the odds. That was 3 years ago. Whenever we found someone scheming in the shadows, we settled matters the best way we knew how. With a duel. I see. By the old laws, anyone who loses in a duel must be held to account for their crimes, even those in positions of authority. And we made damn sure they did, every time. Before we knew it, our small band of friends commanded a force to be reckoned with. Then, about a year ago, the Vulture and his thugs showed up. They got the better of us and took over the Daybreakers. Everyone was afraid of him, so they did his bidding without question. But when he showed them how they could make a fortune easily, that was when he really won them over. Now the Daybreakers is nothing but a bunch of bandits and cutthroats who prey on the people it was created to protect. Oops. I talked it over with my friends, Carter and Leween, and we all agreed the only way to stop him was to challenge him to a duel. And he accepted. I still remember how he gloated that he'd win. But when the day came, he showed up with the Dust Watch and had my friends arrested on charges of robbery. As if that wasn't enough, he set their bail at a price no one could ever hope to pay. With them locked away, there was no one left to help me. Not my old friends from the Daybreakers, and certainly not the Dust Watch. And that's why you were ready to challenge him in the middle of town. I was, until that guy with the spear stopped me. No sooner had I stepped out of town than the Vulture's minions caught me by surprise. They took me prisoner, then, well, You know the rest. You said the Dust Watch would be of no help. Are they all working for the Vulture then? No, not all of them. The Sheriff, Kamaka, he's as honest as they come, staunch keeper of the peace. Problem is, he's a little too trusting and doesn't suspect a thing. If it were my word against the Deputy Chiefs, who do you think he'd believe? Yep. Well, if he knows where this Vulture keeps his spoils, perhaps he can help us recover Namika's bracelet. What do you think? For what it's worth, I have a plan. I can't do it alone. A plan? All I ask is that you hear me out, but not here. I'll be waiting for you at Szechuan Chicken Springs. The more I say that, the more I'm going to want to Chinese. I guess we can decide what to do after he gives us the pitch. Nod. Maybe it's just me that's having trouble with the names. Maybe everybody else is doing fine. Very possible. I'm not good with names. Good, you're here. This is where he hides his loot. I expect he'll show up soon. Law of the Land. Wild banana blend? Aha! Yeah, well, look who it is. Storing stolen goods here seems risky, but I suppose it's an option for someone with his authority. Yeah, he moves the spoils in cerulean barrels where no one would think to look. They're mixed in with regular shipments of fuel to Tuliolo while they're sold off. He said he stole a bracelet of yours, right? If he knows you're on his tail, chances are he'll be eager to get what he can for it. But I doubt he'd trust a lackey with that business, given the provenance of the piece. Now, I'll wager he's not letting that bracelet out of his sight till he's got coin in hand. I wasn't sure what to make of you after Husawatri, but I'm glad to see you're more than an impulsive child. Oh well, not my finest hour, I'll admit. But there's a lesson in that. The Vulture's a slippery bastard. If we're going to catch him, we need to back him into a corner with hard evidence. That's my plan. First, we need to lure him away from here, over to Husawatri. Husatawi would be ideal. For that, I need one of you to help me. This will buy time for the others to search the barrels for any stolen goods. And using that, we'll expose him as a criminal. There's no way to tell if we're carrying the bracelet, but regardless, we're time enough to find it once he's behind bars. But won't he simply feign innocence? Oh, he'll try. And that's when I'll challenge him to a duel. A duel? That approach didn't work out so well for your friends, as I recall. True, but unlike before, I'll challenge him in front of the whole town. That way he won't be able to wriggle out of it like before. Every man, woman and child of the wilds understands the importance of duels and the old laws. The Deputy Chief would never disgrace himself by refusing. But wouldn't you be breaking the law by using a firearm in town? It's not as if we'd be using live rounds. It's a risk I'm willing to take. What's important is that I get him to duel with as many witnesses as possible. When he loses, and he will lose, that'll be the end of the Vulture. Confident, isn't he? The plan is not without flaws, but what do you think? I say let him have his duel. He seems confident enough. It's as good a plan as any. Thanks. I sure was lucky running into the two of you. You won't regret this, I promise. If you're satisfied, then so am I. I knew I could count on you. You best be really good. I was seen in Tonadunyawi, so it's probably best I stay and search the barrels. Then you're with me. Tell the vulture I tried to rob you, but you managed to overpower me. Even if he suspects a trap, he won't be able to resist taking the bait. You want to buy your friend as much time as possible and make your way to Husatawi. Once you've got the vulture there, I'll take care of the rest. Alright then, let's get to it. Entrapment, the quest. Right. Let's go and speak with him. Why, hello there. The pterodactyls were likely that Shatona's doing. What's his angle? And then there's the brat. Last time I dealt with him. He's oblivious to your presence. Perhaps a gentle poke will get his attention. Hello? Huh? What's this? Ah, an unfamiliar face in these parts. Him. Have you need with the Just Watch, miss? Why, yes, I've been robbed. What? Xak tried to rob you, but you apprehended him? I see. So desperate was he to see his friends free from prison, he turned to a life of crime. How awful. Yeah, my sincerest thanks, miss. Might I trouble you to take me to him? See, this is why I don't do the accent. Wahute. It's probably Wahute, isn't it? He's now accompanying you. Keep him at your side in order to proceed with quest objectives. You can leave him, blah, blah, blah. Hello, Ixion. You're a big shiny mount, aren't you? Still don't have that. In fact, have I ever done the fates? Not that this is an appropriate time for me to play tour guide, but if you insist. Szechuan Springs is home to a thriving cerulean mining industry. The prospect of easy coin has attracted some undesirables, though. Destination. Is this the place? I don't see him. Just a little further. I see. Very well, lead on. Yes. I'm consistently impressed with the musical variety with which we are blessed. There's gold in these fields. Blue gold. Yeah, best beware the beast in these parts. They may prefer to snack on cerulean, but for you, I reckon they make an exception. Are you saying I'm a snack? Is this the place then? Oh, I'm still learning my way around. Is some sort of joke? Oh, all that. Let's keep moving. This better be the place. Ah, now I remember. Our patience is wearing awfully thin, miss. If he isn't at the next place we stop, I may be forced to do something you and I would both dearly regret. Just like I'm already regretting attempting to do this accent. Unless you'd rather I feed you one raw, needles and all, cut the chit-chat. Wow, it's almost like he's a bit pissed off with me. I don't know what I've done to deserve that. Swag. Alright, where is he? See him anywhere. Where's Xak? Tell me where he is, or I'll bury you in the same grave. Goodness me, where could he have gone? That's it. I've had it with these games and I've had it with you. Hey, Wawute, you looking for me? Ah, so we've riled him up. If you want to place me under arrest, you'll have to work a little harder. Mwah. I'll be begging for a cell by the time I'm done with you. Did change his voice. Why not? Do. The tension music.
Wahoote! Finally caught up to me, I see.
Everybody loves a bit of drama.
Well, well, if it isn't our young outlaw. You've taken up stealing, I'm told. Can't say I'm surprised about that, but I am surprised that you'd offer yourself up to be arrested.
Sorry to disappoint, but you're the one who's going to answer for their crimes today.
Hey, that's my jewelry!
And my bag! So you found the stolen goods. That's fine work.
This barrel was at Shenawetsi Springs.
Shenawetsi?
mixed in with others bound for Tuliola. The Landsguard would have presumed it part of the regular ceruleum shipments and waved it through. And once it reached its destination, it would have been retrieved, and its contents sold for coin.
The audacity. Do we know who's behind this?
Yep.
As fortune would have it, I spied the leader of this operation being handed one of the stolen items. A bracelet, which Vau Wuklamat had intended for her nursemaid, Namika.
It was from the Vow of Resolve?
Well, that's a bit incriminating.
You've seen it then?
No, no, never. And if I knew who had it, I would have arrested the scoundrel.
You would have had to arrest yourself. Oh, Crawford, I saw you with the bracelets.
What's the meaning of this, Wahoote?
It's a setup, sir. I have the bracelet, yes, but I only because I found it. I swear.
Yeah, that was convincing.
They're the real criminals. They concocted this scheme to frame me, so they could get me out of the picture.
Sure, yes.
If you feel your honor's at stake, there's always the old-fashioned way. The law which folks have used to settle their differences for generations.
Pew pew!
You don't mean...
It's high noon.
Wahoote, I challenge you to a duel. The winner is right, the loser is wrong. Doesn't get simpler than that.
And I think the other way would have been more.
Let your pistols do the talking! Please, do you honestly believe you can goad me into playing your game?
You refuse then? A baby alpaca's got more fight than you.
Wow. And we've got plenty of evidence that he's in the wrong, but if he loses the duel, it doesn't matter, does it?
You asked for this. Come on, Xak! Give him what for!
Shouldn't we stop him, Chief? Even if it's just rubber bullets, we're in the middle of town.
Be quiet. Just watch.
Absolutely necessary. Oh, look.
Oh, you little shit!
Language.
Looks like you've gotten slow in your old age, Vulture.
You and I are going to have a long talk.
Long talk. Arrest this man. A little bit of Wild Western drama.
I apologize for dueling in the middle of town. If you want to lock me up, then lock me up. But please, let my friends go. They've done nothing wrong.
You drew your gun within town limits. But Wihute drew first. Far as I'm concerned, you acted in self-defense.
True.
You're free to go. As are your friends.
I love me some drawl.
Just a man of the wilds, like you.
Well, I guess our work here is done.
But to think that Wihute had taken control of the Daybreakers, it pains me that it happened right under my nose.
What are you gonna do about his crew? Some of them are still in Tonatenui.
Tonatenui. Yeah, that's not how I was pronouncing that at all.
Those who have broken the law will be taken into custody. But those who haven't will be given the chance to resume walking the straight and narrow. What about you, Xak? What do you intend to do now?
Why, what I've always done. Protect the weak and help the helpless. The old-fashioned way.
Except not in town. And you, outsiders.
Here, this was Vawuk Lamott's gift for someone, wasn't it?
Yes, a person very dear to her.
I suppose this is where we go our separate ways. My thanks again for your help apprehending the Vulture.
Yeah, I feel like this was our first kind of introduction to this kind of area, but obviously we're going to have some significant changes as we go further north. We're going to follow in Astinian's footsteps. That was a pretty nice shot, right? Yeah, that was actually pretty impressive. That ended up being rather more complicated than expected, but all's well that ends well. Phew, finally it's over. I couldn't have brought him to justice without your help. I don't know how I'll ever repay you. With some wild banana blend, apparently. On track. Erenville is relieved to see everything set to rights. Now that we have the bracelet, let us return to Sheshanawezi Springs. It's so hard. Will you be staying there long? I'd like to give you a proper thanks after I find my friends. weren't planning on it. There's no need to rush. We'll see you at the springs then. God, I just cannot pronounce these names. I'm so bad. Also, we've got a... I'm assuming this is a what's it quest. Yeah. We'll do that some other time. And there's another one over there in the middle of nowhere. Where am I going? Over here. Hello, Namika. We got your bangle back. My bracelet. Thank you. Thank you so much. This is more than just a gift. It's a part of me I could never hope to replace. Truly, Wooklamat is blessed to have such devoted friends. It's true, she is. Well, I wouldn't quite put it that way. I prefer to think of us more as long-standing acquaintances. Erenville. Regardless of how you choose to describe it, there's no denying the depth of your bond, though I'm sure you'll continue to do so. Can't say I'm surprised the Deputy Chief turned out to be the bandits' leader. I always knew something wasn't right about him. An easy claim to make with the gift of hindsight. There you are. The real Daybreakers have arrived. I'd like you to meet my two best friends, Quickana and Leween. If it wasn't for you believing in Zekwa and doing what you did, we'd still be locked up. I have no idea how satisfying it was to see that bastard Wihute put behind bars. We never gave up hope that Zekwa would find a way to get us out. He always was the best of the Daybreakers. Glad he was able to convince you to go along with his plan. Unfortunately, our group's smaller now, lacking in strength besides. Some outlaws might see us as easy targets. Even so, if anyone should give the Dustwatch the slip, the Daybreakers will be there. We train night and day, so no one will get the better of us ever again. Isn't that right? Nod. Right. You'll teach us how you draw your pistol so fast, won't you? Oh, we won't need to duel if it all goes as it should. On the off chance it doesn't, we best make sure everyone can match or beat my speed. You owe you a great debt. One of these days I'll be sure to repay it. On that you have my word. Yeah, he's going to show up later in the story, isn't he? Until we meet again. Do. If you'll excuse me, I shall find a quiet place to rest. As I'll be here a while yet, though, do let me know if there's any way I can be of assistance. Were you not planning to take the train home? Oh, train service has been suspended, didn't I tell you? What? You mentioned no such thing. Something about the tracks being damaged in the last quake. The tunnel was closed as well. An earthquake? Must have happened when we were still down south. There have been quite a few tremors of late, and a rather large one struck not long before you two arrive. Something to do with the tunnel in the City of Gold. I can only hope no one was hurt. Suspicious. Anyway, if you want to know when service will resume, you can speak with the station master yourself. Let's do that. Station's just over there. Interesting. I wanted to ride the train. Seems people aren't too happy about the train delays. Well, not if their goods getting to places depend on it, or them getting to places depend on it.
I'm so sorry, but we're not sure when the train will be running again.
You've got to be joking. Of all the places to get stuck at on the way.
Dejected?
Please don't tell me you've come to complain too.
We heard that the earthquake had caused disruptions and wanted to ask when operations would resume. But I see that it will be a while yet.
I'm afraid so. Too few hands for too much work.
Oh, but we have hands.
It's time-consuming enough to inspect the tracks after every quake, but this last one we got after the succession ceremony was massive. Made a mess of a whole bunch of railroad ties.
The succession ceremony? We would have been in Tuliolal at the time. If it was as violent as you say, we should have felt it as well.
I have to admit, it was a touch strange, having seen my fair share of tremors. If I had to describe it, it felt more like the rumbling from an explosion.
Huh.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Seriously? You're offering to help?
What about you, my friend? If you'd rather strike out on your own, I understand.
Though, if you were willing to lend us a hand, too, we'd be truly tremendously grateful. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm Shenza, by the way. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. If you would please step inside, I can introduce you to everyone.
Why are people inside and not out working?
Sorry for dragging you into this.
It's fine. It's an adventure.
There they are. That's them, the 2 volunteers.
I'm very excited.
Walika is our station master, and over there is our top driver, Nitoikwe.
Nick Toikwe, okay. Won't remember how to pronounce that.
Zapia, an engineer who joined around the same time as me.
That it.
Much obliged for the help. I'll make it worth your while, I promise.
There's not many of them, is there? Oh. Oh,
Something
yes.
the matter?
I hadn't even picked up on that, but they're kind of doppelgangery, aren't they? Would you happen to be a fan of trolleys? Trains, trolleys?
Trolleys? They're fine, I suppose, but they're no match for our cerulean-powered engine.
She's absolutely glorious, let me tell you. If you'd like to bask in her beauty, well, you should visit the depot behind the platform.
Okay.
Right then. What I'd like you two to do is help us procure timber. We'll be using it to fashion new railroad ties, so it needs to be the strongest stuff we can get.
Okay.
In these parts, that means the trees in the Piata-Yonan plain.
Yarionon.
It's Hetsaro territory, though, so we need to get their permission first.
Okay. So go talk to the Makote.
No time to waste.
Yeah, yes, sir. Hetsaro the Makote, yeah? All right, I think that's right. I forget. Well, we have been roped in to something else. Though no small number live in Shaloni, I must confess that I've never visited the home of the Hetsaro. As they largely live in accordance with older traditions, I suspect they may have a dim view of the railroads. Oh, good. Oh, we've reached the level 96 stuff, which makes that a good place to take a break and go and stretch my poor spine, as well as get some more squash to drink. So a definite kind of setting the tone. This is the Wild West section of the map. I suppose because they've already shown us Solution 9, we know that we've and we've seen the Golden City stuff, which we're naturally going to be inclined to tie together. Having this kind of rustic Red Dead Redemption style classic Western vibe as our first introduction to this side of the continent makes sense from a narrative perspective. And what better than, you know, outlaws and gangs and duels and shootouts and so on and so forth in a kind of old western saloon and that kind of jazz. So a bit tropey in terms of, you know, its predictability, but that's not necessarily a bad thing, and it sets up the tone, which was important after the 5-level stretch of the Rite of Succession and all of that stuff. So yeah, now we've got the technology bit, and it's interesting because that of course ties into Dakona's ideas about innovation and Charlotte and stuff. So there's that theme that's kind of been running in the background so far, but is now coming a little bit more in the foreground, and obviously will be thrust, I assume, into the foreground as soon as we get to Solution 9. In whatever way that happens, I'm quite intrigued as to how that ties in. Level 96 quests next time. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I don't think I had as much to say in this one, in this chunk. But again, I don't know how I'm breaking these up, so probably shouldn't say that. It'll make it harder for me in editing. Until next time, cheerio! Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, why not click the like button and consider subscribing. Remember, you can ring the bell notification icon to get notified when new videos go live. And until next time, cheerio.